Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back. I'm glad that you're here. I am going to do a Project Life spread for my Project Life in 2022. I have this end page for June and the opening page for July. And I went with black and white photos so that way I could focus more on the nature photos and use neutrals. So I picked out two journaling cards that I want to use. A brown one that says June, and then a blue one that has kind of like a floral circle pattern. And the other cards I will make with stamps. I also picked out a chipboard that says Outside Adventures, Making It Happen, which is very true for summertime with hikes with my husband. We just have to find time to make it work and hope that our kids are busy with activities. Or use Oma as a babysitter. I have taken all the stories by the month stamps that I want to use, and I'm placing them on the cards that I'm going to stamp. And once I've done that, I can push everything to the side and work on each card individually. So I have a lot of stamps to choose from, but I'm excited to kind of keep these to the neutral colors, like I said, and make my own patterns for each of these cards. Went ahead and adhered the chipboard to the main photo, and now I'm going to work on the July card. I did some stacking of various stamps in different fonts. So I have Currently that's going to go in the middle, and then above that off to the left is going to be July Memories, and below that is Life Right Now. So I just kind of find a spot up towards the top that I can put July Memories, and then from there I can center the Currently. And a technique that I recently did with my stamps on a March Project Life spread was the TV shows where I did an outlined border of stamping, and I'm going to go ahead and do that again because I really love how that turned out for my TV shows, and I want to do it here. Also, because the blue card that I picked out has the circle floral pattern, so it'll kind of imitate that and repeat the floral theme. I grabbed another neutral chipboard that says this because I wanted to have a second chipboard on my 4x6, and I just felt like it needed another chipboard right there. And to emphasize that chipboard, I went ahead and stamped two green leaves right next to it. I got the one on the right just a little bit off, but that's okay. And now I'm using the brown ink to stamp that border around the 4x6 card. It's a, what is it called? Stories of Play stamp set. And if it's still available, I will link it in the description. But it has 3 different floral pieces. One is a greenery, and then there's 2 flowers. And so I just took all 3 of those and stamped them along the edge. And I really love how it turned out. Love how it turned out. It's probably a new favorite technique to stamp the border edge with various stamps. So once that card is done, I decide that I want to add a little bit of blue to the card since the journaling card I picked out is blue. So I put 2 phrases right next to Currently, Summer Stories, and Heat Wave, because it was definitely very hot in July last year. And then I put one below the blue space on the journaling card, and I put Lounging by the Pool, because we did spend a lot of time at the pool. I then stamped a phrase that says adventure because above that the card says love this, so now it says love this adventure. And I'm just going to bullet point some things that we did that month. So we had hikes, and we celebrated 4th of July. We enjoyed summer camp, trip to a water park, trip to Lake Tahoe, and we even had an adventure with making our own homemade cheesecake, which my daughter was not a fan of, and we also had lots of afternoons at the community pool. So that card is all filled out, and that means that July is done, and now I can focus on June. And I'm going to stick with the neutrals as well, but just adding in one color. So July had blue and June is going to have green. I love this huge stamp set or stamp that says summertime is always the best of what might be. So I went ahead and stamped that in various spots in green, and then I'm going to come back in with the brown ink. I also have 2 cork embellishments that I pulled out that I want to find a way to use. They coordinate with the brown June card, so I'll find a way to use those. I made sure to get a really nice image of the stamp right in the middle with the brown, and I decided to take 2 word strips, word phrases, full of love and this happened, and put them below that brown stamped piece, and then the sun right next to it. Love how that card came out. It's really nice. And since that card is kind of busy and is more of like a patterned paper type stamped card, I'm going to go ahead and go more simple and a little bit more white space on this stamped card. So I start with delights in the middle, and then I stamp counting all the good stuff. I stamp that twice, and on the sides of delight I stamp a green flower. But I remembered that I wanted to add a second cork sun. I don't want just one on my page. I want to have 2. For me, it's just usually it's not just one embellishment. I have to have 2 to like balance it. Like the right side has July, 2 chipboards. So for this cork, I decided to cut it, and I put a little piece at the top and then another piece at the bottom, and I love how that came out. It worked perfect to do something a little different. I also stamped currently and added in all the pieces and love for some word phrase stickers. So super simple and so much fun. So now I'm going to bring the June pieces back together and do some journaling for June. Now June, when I journal about June, since it's the end of the month, I just talk about kind of the highlights of the month and how we had a wonderful start to the summer. There was a trip to the aquatic center to kind of kick off summer, and the kids are loving summer camp, and it was my son's first year volunteering at the camp, so that's pretty cool. And then we ended the month with a trip to Muir Woods, which is the photo down by the ocean. So that was a really awesome trip. So that card is all filled out, and now I can bring together the July pieces, and then I'm going to put it into my album. My album is a 6x12, and I get it from Hobby Lobby. At least that's where I've gotten it before, but those albums work great, and I just have to punch in the holes for my page protectors because sometimes they don't align with the rings. So there you go. The page is all done, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.